We all have desires to grow, to achieve more, to reach new heights. It's human nature to crave advancement, to want more for ourselves. But how far is too far? How much of this drive is healthy ambition, and how much of it is overcompensation for something deeper, something unresolved from our past? That's the question that we need to explore. You might be someone who has already achieved impressive milestones in your life. Perhaps you've excelled in your career, improved your personal life, and set yourself apart in ways others admire. Still, you find yourself wanting more, pushing harder. It's good to want more. Growth is natural, and ambition can be a powerful force. But if we're not careful, ambition can sometimes mask deeper issues we haven't dealt with. Issues that stem from old wounds, insecurities, or feelings of inadequacy. This is where overcompensation begins. It's the psychological mechanism that we all encounter at some point, when we take the desire to compensate for a perceived weakness, a flaw, a shortcoming, and then we take it way too far. To truly grasp the power and danger of overcompensation, we need to dig into the psyche a bit more. Let's start by understanding where this behavior comes from and why it can sometimes spiral into something much more damaging than we ever intended. The term overcompensation was coined by the famous psychoanalyst Alfred Adler. His theory was simple but profound. When we feel that we're lacking something in life, be it physical health, wealth, or social status, we'll try to compensate for it in some way. For instance, someone who grew up in a poor family might strive for financial success later in life, and someone who was bullied for being small might aim to become strong and muscular. These compensations aren't inherently bad. They're natural. After all, seeking improvement is part of being human, right? But this is where the line gets blurry. Think of compensation as trying to balance the scales. It's the frail child eating healthy and working out to grow stronger, or the poor kid aiming for a decent paycheck as an adult. These are healthy forms of compensation, motivations that help us improve. But overcompensation takes it to a different level. It's like losing $1,000 on a bad bet and then trying to make up for it by earning $1 million. One might seem like a reasonable response, but the other is excessive, an attempt to fill a void that can never be filled. At first, overcompensation may seem harmless, even inspiring. After all, it can drive us to achieve extraordinary things, reach new levels of success, and push the boundaries of what we believe we're capable of. But there's a darker side to this pursuit of more, a relentless chase that never truly ends. No matter how much we achieve, it's never enough. $1 million isn't satisfying anymore. You need 10 million. 10 million isn't enough. You need 100 million. And so it goes. The thirst for more can never be fully quenched. And as you seek to fill that emptiness, you end up with nothing but frustration. This desire for more can also lead to a life of constant stress. The urge to overcompensate makes it hard to relax or enjoy the present moment. You're always looking forward, but never truly arriving. And what happens when this spiral of dissatisfaction bleeds into your relationships, your health, or your sense of well-being? It causes broken connections, burnout, and often a complete disconnect from the life you've worked so hard to build. The issue is this need for more isn't always immediately obvious. It can creep up on you, hidden under layers of ambition and drive. The key to recognizing it is in your feelings, how you feel when you get that next paycheck, that next promotion, that next milestone. If it's never enough, if you always feel like something's missing, you may be caught in the trap of overcompensation. But here's the real challenge. How do you break free from it? The first step is self-awareness. Take a step back and examine your life. When was the last time you really took a break without feeling guilty? When was the last time you didn't constantly strive for the next big goal? An interesting way to gauge whether you're caught in overcompensation is to experiment with a hiatus. A hiatus is essentially a break, an extended period where you stop engaging in the very activities that fuel your drive. It could be taking 6 months off from your business or stepping away from the gym for a month. The goal is to see how much you can detach from the drive that's been controlling you. If you find yourself frustrated, agitated, or obsessed with your hiatus, it's a sign that the activity you've taken a break from is too deeply ingrained in your psyche. Taking breaks from overcompensation is a critical exercise in reprogramming your brain. Even if you can't complete the entire break, don't stress to start the process again. The more you practice stepping back, the easier it becomes to tell your mind that it's okay to pause, to be satisfied with what you've already achieved. It's a reminder that you don't always need more to feel complete. Another important thing to look at is your past. What were the things that you felt insecure about growing up? Maybe you were the small kid who was always overlooked or made fun of, or perhaps you struggled with financial hardship. These experiences can leave deep scars that we carry into adulthood, driving us to compensate in ways that can be unhealthy. Once you identify the shortcomings that may have caused you pain as a child, you can begin to address them. Reflect on how you can start to heal those old wounds and free yourself from the need to overcompensate. One of the most powerful methods for doing this is by having a conversation with your younger self. Acknowledge the pain they experienced, but also reassure them that they no longer need to prove anything. They're safe now, and they can let go of the constant drive for bigger, stronger, and better. It's a deeply emotional process, and it's one that requires patience and careful reflection. It may be helpful to go through this experience with a therapist who can guide you through the emotional intricacies of self-healing. But ultimately, breaking free from overcompensation is about reprogramming your brain and learning to be content with who you are and what you already have. It's about finding peace with the present and recognizing that no amount of success or achievement will ever replace the fulfillment that comes from truly knowing and accepting yourself. So, step back, take a break, reconnect with your inner self, and remind yourself that you are already enough.